Hello, welcome to this video lecture. In this video, let us discuss about damped oscillation. We know that in reality, an oscillating system won't oscillate forever. Frictional forces will diminish the amplitude and the system comes to its rest position. Now, if we represent such a system by plotting a graph of amplitude versus time, it looks like this. From the graph, it is clear that the amplitude of oscillation decreases with the time. Such oscillations are known as damped oscillations. Some examples for damped oscillations are vertical vibration of mass suspended to spring, oscillations of simple pendulum, damping in electronic circuits, etc. Now let us derive an equation for damped oscillation. Let us consider a spring with spring constant K and mass m is attached to it. If this spring is set for oscillation in damping medium, then two forces are acting on this system. One is the restoring force, another one is the damping force. These two forces try to reduce the oscillation of the spring. The expression for these forces may be given as restoring force is equal to minus kx and damping force is equal to minus r dx by dt. So here r is nothing but the damping coefficient. If r is high, then system comes to rest quickly, and if damping coefficient r is less, then the system oscillates for a longer time. Therefore, the net force acting on a system which opposes the oscillation may be written as F is equal to minus kx minus r dx by dt. The force which makes the system to oscillate is given by Newton's second law, F is equal to m into a, where a is the acceleration, which is nothing but d square by d square x by dt square. So we can write F is equal to m into d square x by dt square. At equilibrium, both the forces are equal. That implies m into d square x by dt square is equal to minus kx minus r into dx by dt. Now let us simplify this expression by bringing the terms which are there on the right hand side of this expression to left hand side and by dividing the entire expression by m. So we will get the expression as d square x by dt square plus r by m into dx by dt plus k by m into x equal to 0. So here let me consider r by m as 2b, which is nothing but the damping frequency, and k by m as omega square, because we know omega is equal to square root of k by m, which is nothing but the natural frequency of a system. Therefore we will get d square x by dt square plus 2b into dx by dt plus omega square x equal to 0. So this is a second order differential equation. So in this expression, let me put d by dt as capital letter D. Then I will get this expression 1 as d square x plus 2b dx plus omega square x equal to 0. So here x is common, so I will take it out. So I will get x into d square plus 2bd plus omega square is equal to 0. Here x is a displacement which never be 0. So the only possibility is the term which is there inside the bracket, that is d square minus 2bd plus omega square must be equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation in the form ax square plus bx plus c. So the solution for this type of expression may be given as d is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now let us substitute the values and find out what is the value of d. So from this expression it is clear that the value of a is 1, the value of b is 2b, and value of c is omega square. So now if we substitute the values here, we will get d as minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus omega square. So since expression 1 is a second order differential equation, the solution of that will be in the form x equal to y into e power minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square into t plus z into e power minus b minus square root of b square minus omega square into t. Here y and z are constants. We need to determine the value of y and z using the boundary condition so that we will get an expression for displacement in the case of damped oscillation. So now let us find out the value of y and z by applying the boundary condition. So let me consider the first boundary condition. So the first boundary condition says that when t is equal to 0, x is a. That means displacement is maximum, which is equal to a. Then expression 2 becomes, this expression becomes, see, y into e power 0 plus z into e power 0. The value of e power 0 is 1. So this will become y into e power 0 plus z into e power 0, which is nothing but y into 1 plus z into 1. Since x equal to a, we can write a is equal to y plus z. So now let us find out the value of z using second boundary condition. Second boundary condition says that when t is equal to 0, dx by dt is 0. So to find out this, let us differentiate expression number 2 with respect to t. So when we differentiate this expression number 2 with respect to t, we will get dx by dt is equal to y into minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square into e power 0 plus z into minus b minus square root of b square minus omega square into e power 0. Here dx by dt is 0, e power 0 is 1. So if we substitute that values, we will get 0 equal to y into minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square plus z into minus b minus square root of b square minus omega square. So now multiply y and z inside the bracket and take the common things out so that we will get the expression as 0 equal to y plus z into minus b plus y minus z into square root of b square minus omega square. So by applying the condition 1, we already found out the value of y plus z. It is nothing but a. So if we substitute the value of y plus z as a, we will get the expression as 0 equal to a into minus b plus y minus z into square root of b square minus omega square. So from this we can write y minus z into square root of b square minus omega square, which is equal to ab. Therefore y minus z equal to A into B divided by square root of B square minus omega square. Now for what value of y and z we will get y minus z equal to a into b divided by square root of b square minus omega square. For this value of y and z we will get y minus z equal to a into b divided by square root of b square minus omega square. Therefore we consider y is equal to a by 2 1 plus b by square root of b square minus omega square, and z as z equal to a by 2 into 1 minus b divided by square root of b square minus omega square. Now let us substitute the value of y and z in expression number 2. So we will get an expression for displacement in a damped oscillation. Therefore we can write x equal to a by 2 into 1 plus b divided by square root of b square minus omega square into e power minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square into t plus a by 2 into 1 minus b divided by square root of b square minus omega square into e power minus b minus square root of b square minus omega square into t. The nature of the motion depends on the character of exponential term in the equations. The roots may be real or complex depending on the values of b and omega, where b is the damping frequency and omega is the natural frequency of a system. Each condition describes a particular kind of behavior of the system. We shall treat each case separately. Now let us consider the first case, the underdamping condition. So in this type of oscillation, the value of B, that is the damping frequency, is less than the natural frequency of a system. In such case, the system oscillates with the amplitude gradually decreasing to 0. That means system comes to rest after few oscillation. So that you can observe from the graph which is represented here. The second condition is critical damping. So in this case, the damping frequency B is approximately equal to omega. That means B square minus omega square is approximately equal to 0. Then the system returns to equilibrium as quickly as possible without oscillating. So that is represented in this graph. The third condition is over damping. In this case, the damping frequency B is greater than omega. That implies B square minus omega square is greater than 0. So the system returns to equilibrium without oscillating. Thank you for watching this video.